I don't run away from my problems, I pop it up. If my brody up in that pool, he ain't doing nothing up. And I'm still adjusting, tuxedo buttoned up, handcuffed to cufflinks.
When you really study the UK drill scene right now, the top dogs are obvious. Central C just hit number 1 with his new tape 2-3, and Digga D's bagged US features with artists like Moneybagg Yo. No one else in the game is moving like they are, but what makes it wild, these two, they go way back and not on good terms. This is Ends Unshanked, raw stories from the ends, no filter. Stay locked in, hit that like button, drop a comment and make sure you're subscribed. Let's dive in. We're heading to West London for this one, easily one of the strangest areas in the capital. First up, Digga D. He's from Ladbroke Grove, that's in Kensington and Chelsea, a borough known for luxury, but mad enough to have one of the highest crime rates in the whole city. Rapper AJ Tracy broke it down once in an interview.
An area where we're living in estates and flats in which that sometimes we don't even have enough to pay the electricity bill, and right across the road there's a family where the youngest daughter, who's 9 years old, has a Rolex on.
Central C's roots, same place, Ladbroke Grove. He's a bit older than Digga, but he didn't stay there long. Moved just 5 minutes down the road to Shepherd's Bush. Sounds small, but it matters, and you'll see why when we get deeper into their beef. Funny thing is, they actually went to the same secondary school, Chelsea Academy, but it didn't last long. Digga got kicked out early in year 8, so they barely crossed paths. Plus, Central C was quiet in school, kept to himself, probably went unnoticed. After school they split completely. Central C was on his grind from early. Around 2015 he dropped a freestyle on Street Heat and even landed a remix with J Hus, but the music wasn't paying yet. Man had to feed his fam, so he clocked into a shoe shop job, but that didn't last a month. Just like a lot of London youths, he ended up going OT to chase quick money. Meanwhile, Digga D was starting to make waves on road. Back in 2015, Ladbroke Grove and Shepherd's Bush were both part of a gang called 916. We moved heavy across parts of West. You can even spot a young Digga in the 916 video for John 5's track Ain't Scared, but things fell apart in 2016. And Turtle Beef split 916 into different sets across West London. The Grove side kept the 916 name for a bit, then switched it up to 1011, which repped their postcodes W10 and W11. Over in Bush, the split gave birth to 2 new sets, 12 World and 12 Anti. That same year, Digga D dropped his first vid, Hello Bands. You'll see other 1011 members in that one, and that was the real beginning of the Digga D we know today. Between 2016 and 2017, he started bringing more of his guys into the spotlight. 1011 grew fast, faster than anyone else in the scene, and if you're wondering why, it's simple. They were raw, no censorship. Just said it how it was, naming names, describing situations in brutal detail. Stuff that drill rappers weren't really doing that openly at the time, but what really set them off, they wouldn't stop mocking the murder of a young op in 2017, someone called T-Wiz. April 2017, early afternoon, T-Wiz stepped out his house in Northolt, West London. That block, that's enemy turf for 1011. It's linked to a gang called Rayners Lane, and that day 2 of their guys clocked T-Wiz. No talking. They rushed him, stabbed him in the stomach and dipped. T-Wiz tried to get away, ran towards a nearby alley barely 100 yards from his front door, but he collapsed, died on the spot. From then on, Digga D and 1011 didn't stop mocking it. Every tune, every bar, they kept throwing shots about T-Wiz's death. 2 men ended up in court for the murder. One of them was known as T-Rose, but both of them walked, beat the case, claimed self-defence. T-Rose didn't just beat the case though, he went and made a drill tune mocking the whole situation. Even worse, he reenacted the stabbing in the music video. That made him a target. Things got sticky, so he moved. 3 hours up north, Telford. He thought distance would keep him safe, didn't work. T-Rose got caught lacking, shot 5 times, broad daylight gone. Now let's rewind back to 2017. While all this was heating up, 1011's war with Shepherd's Bush was getting real. That's Central C's side, and through all this chaos, Digga D's name was starting to ring heavy in the scene. No Hook dropped, then next up, views started flying. And even though his boys featured in every track, it was clear Digga D was the main face, the standout. He started getting attention from outside the UK too, international spotlight. But with every new diss, the tension on road just got worse, until it caught up with him. By 2019, the feds were all over 1011, every move was watched. Then November 9th hit, Digga and 4 others were out riding in a car near Portobello Road, Grove side. Police pulled them, Digga tried to cut, face covered. Didn't get far, he got grabbed. When they searched him, machete down his trousers, another machete in the car, a knife, 2 baseball bats, all found between the 5 of them. The case didn't take long, all of them were hit with conspiracy to commit violent disorder. The older ones went straight to prison. Digga was 17 at the time, he caught a year in a youth unit. The first claimed the weapons were for a music video, but once the evidence stacked up, they all pleaded guilty. That could have been the beginning of the end for Digga. In court, they even played his tracks. The judge heard him rap about real-life unsolved crimes in his area. That was enough for the feds to pressure YouTube to start taking his music down. Even Next Up, his biggest tune at the time, got removed. That one had racked up 11 million views. They slapped Digga on Channel 4 News, made him the poster boy for Drill's Dark Side, used him as a warning. Then they hit him with a criminal behaviour order. From then on, he was banned from mentioning rivals, no more talking on dead people, no more T-Wiz references. That moment, it shifted the whole UK drill game. After that, more and more drill tunes started getting pulled. Labels told artists to calm it down. Lyrics got watered down. Disses got coded. Everything changed. Then, 8th of October 2018, Digga came home. But even after coming home, Digga just couldn't stay out of drama. This is where Central C steps into the story. In 2018, Central was starting to build his name properly. On the gram, he was already buzzing. Clean drip, pretty boy look. People were paying attention, but musically, he was still figuring it out. His sound at the time was wavy, nothing too unique, similar to what a lot of rappers were dropping back then. But then 30th of November 2018 happened. That day might have changed everything for him. Central C was chilling with his brother and a few man outside a Sainsbury's on Davisville Road, Shepherd's Bush. Out of nowhere, 2 guys pulled up. There was some shouting, then one of them pulled a blade and stabbed Central's brother in the chest, just under his left shoulder. After that, they dashed off. Central rushed his brother inside the Sainsbury's. Police showed up quick. Paramedics treated the wound. Later, 2 men were arrested. One of them was Digga D, but the case didn't stick. There wasn't enough evidence. Digga and his brethren got released. Central C after that went quiet for a while, off radar. Meanwhile, Digga, still in madness. January 2nd, 2019, around 7 PM, feds got called to a big bust-up on Harrow Road. That's another West London zone and home to rapper Fredo, who Digga's sides never really seen eye to eye with. The fight was peak, around 20 people involved. By the end, 2 people were stabbed. Digga, along with ZK and Savo, both from 101, got nicked. Some HRB members from the other side also got arrested. Digga went back inside, got sentenced to 2 years and 6 months. But just before he touched jail, he had already wrapped up his debut album, Double Tap Diaries. He even recorded a few videos in advance. That project took him up a level. Before that, Digga didn't have many solo tracks that popped. But while he was locked, he dropped the video for No Diet on April 18th. It went mad, numbers flew. That track now sits on 26 million views. Hype started building again, heavy, but jail wasn't easy. While inside, Digga got stabbed in the eye, left him partially blind. Then came May 22nd, 2020. Digga came out again.
Oh my god, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm emotional, guys. I'm emotional.
He dropped a tune called What, one of his biggest tracks yet, and not long after that, Central C dropped Day in the Life. That song changed things for Central, took him to a different level. From then on, every drop hit. Numbers stacked up like mad, but the real breakthrough, his tune Loading. That one, 80 million views and still going. Even Digga was seen vibing to it on Instagram Live. So at that moment, it looked like he didn't have any personal issue with Central. But the people in Central C's camp, that's a different story. Central rolls with a lot of 12 anti-guys. And if you know the roads, you know they've got serious beef with Digga's set. On top of that, Central C linked up on a track with Fredo, again from an area that's never been cool with Grove or 101. So even if there weren't bars thrown yet, the tension was building. Since then, Digga's been moving wild. He's dropped bare subliminals and unreleased tracks, still spinning back to what went down with his brother in 2018. But Central C, he's been keeping it quiet. Never once replied to Digga's digs, didn't entertain the back and forth. That is until he dropped his new mixtape, 2 to Bree. There's one track on there, End of the Beginning, where he finally throws a shot, but it weren't aimed at Digga. Instead, he went for Digga's ex, Tennessee. The line, wanna hit Tennessee, and I don't mean Nashville. Digga jumped on Insta quick calling it out, basically saying, why are you sending shots at my ex and not at me directly? But if you really look at how Central's patterned his life, you get it. Man's not caught up in all this postcode war stuff, never really was. Yeah, there's history between them, you can feel that tension, but Central's on a different path now. He's chasing peace, not pressure. This guy's clearing 10 million views like it's nothing. His reach is global. Every new tune, it connects. He's built to last. He's a future legend in the game, whether people like it or not. He doesn't need to spin the block or jump on diss tracks to prove anything. But Digga, whole different energy. He thrives off the controversy. That bad boy image is what fuels his fan base. That's what his people expect. That's what they want. Now, if you look at Central's catalogue, Commitment Issues, Obsessed With You, these ain't road tunes, they're love songs, girl tunes, mainstream bangers, so this whole gangster route he's trying now, it don't really fit him. My opinion, he needs to drop that image, leave it alone, because if he keeps pushing what makes him stand out, he could actually become the first real international pop star to come out of UK drill. Anyway, that's my take, but what do you lot think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and you already know, like and subscribe if you're rocking with the vid. This is Ends Unshanked. Keep it locked in. Peace out.